Hello, it's Scott Manley here, and today I am looking at Age of Ascent. Now, this is a rather mediocre-looking spaceship game. It's not that interesting to look at right now. The gameplay is really rather simplistic. I'm just flying a spaceship and shooting things. There's no special weapons. Everybody's either on the red or the blue team. The whole thing runs inside a browser, which is kind of cool because you just literally point your browser at the site and it runs. That in itself, not that interesting. There's a few browser games. I'm playing right now with 82 players, and this blue one is going to die. I have no idea who he is, but I'm going to kill him if I can. Come on! Yes, brilliant. So yeah, 82 players, not a huge amount, but Age of Ascent, the developers behind it, are doing a special event this Friday, March 14th. They think, and I'm going to kill this guy, I think I can kill this guy, yes. I'm getting shot at. They think that they can actually scale this technology to handle more people. And I'm not talking about more like 100, 200,000. No, they think their plan is to raise interest in the game, let's say, by trying to break the world record for the number of simultaneous players in a single... Oh, wow, and I just died. Number of simultaneous players in a PvP event. Now, the current record is held by EVE Online, which during the battle of 6VDT-T, 6VD-T, whatever, where the goons and their friends crushed the ancestral home of Test Alliance and Nullsec. They had over 4,000 players in system. These guys, and I've heard them say that they can handle over 9,000, to borrow a meme. The idea is that on Friday you'll be able to go to their site during the specified hours, and again you'll have to check ageofascent.com to find it out. You'll be able to log in with your browser and it'll download the game automatically, and then you'll be able to fly around and shoot things. Now, another kind of interesting thing here... Yes, come on, die! I want to die. I think they're adding some bots in here now to make it more... I'll add a little server load here. Not all of these might be real players, hard to tell. One of the interesting things, actually, is that EVE is an old single-threaded server process, right? Which means that all the events that happen in a system basically have to go on a single processor thread. And the problem is that computer processors aren't actually getting any faster. They're getting more cores, but their clock rate isn't going up. This system supposedly is built from the ground up to handle, to handle lots of things, but it's built from the ground up to be parallel, and not just like parallel over multiple cores in the same processor. They think that they can automatically shard things out transparently, which means that if they want to have a really big battle, they just keep adding CPU, and in theory that's going to be the basis for their game engine that will let them have 10,000 players in a system on demand. Right now, pretty much, if EVE wants to have 4,000 players in a system, they can do it, but they do it by slowing down the game clock so that things happen more slowly, but at least everything's fair. In the past, everything just slowed down, except some players had great performance, other players had terrible performance. Now everybody has equally terrible performance, and this guy's going to have a terrible day if I can, because he is being pummeled by my lasers. Come on! Hammering the way that the spacebar to do this. No! He is escaping from me! There he is. I think that's him. Yes. That's him for at least as long as it takes for him to die to my hand. Blue team, I've no idea what your name is, but you are my mortal enemy because you are on the blue team. I will stand with my brother Red for all eternity, or at least until the end of this developers match. This was run during a developers test branch. They let me on earlier to more or less take a look and see how it performed, and honestly, I mean, they're not paying me anything for this, but I'm just like, oh my god, if you're a spaceship fan, you absolutely have to get in and muck around with this on Friday. Game is not the most amazing thing to look at. It is early days. It is testing. They are testing, right? Ultimately, they want to make this into an MMO. They want to raise money for it, and obviously the world record attempt is their way of raising interest in the game. Also, you'll notice that the motion of the spacecraft kind of gets a little jumpy as time goes on. Motion for me is fine, but motion of the targets is less smooth. That's just, I think, things have to be traded off when you're having your 10,000 virtual spacecraft in a server. Unfortunately, well, hopefully what isn't being traded off is the amount of death and destruction, because I kind of like that. Now, even if they manage to break Eve's record of the most number of spacecraft, they're not going to break Eve's record for the most valuable battle. Because, of course, B-R5RB was the most expensive battle in video game history, probably, with $200,000 to $300,000 worth of spaceships destroyed in a bloodbath that was, it was not good for Pandemic Legion and their allies. But yeah, check this out, ageofascent.com this Friday. If you're a spaceship fan, you should totally get there. All you need is a web browser that supports WebGL. I was using Chrome for this and it was working just fine. I'll see you there on Friday. I'm Scott Manley. Fly safe.